Hey there, welcome to NZ Money Karma, where you can find freedom from the daily grind through budgeting, simple living and adventure. For today's definitely a budgeting video. I've just been out to the supermarket and used the best part of my $400 for our fortnightly shop. So this is a big increase for us. I started off maybe a year and a half ago spending about $80 a week at the supermarket, and it steadily got higher and higher and higher and higher. And as of late, I've been around the 150 mark and it's still not cutting it. I'm still kind of turning out short. So this time I've budgeted $200 per week, so $400 in total. And my groceries today came to $302.41. So I've got the $95 left over here, and there was some change which has gone into my change jar. So I'm going to go through and unpack and show you guys what I got for that money. Now, just out of interest, the average family in New Zealand, so the average family of four, 2 adults, 2 kids, spends $427 per week on their groceries. I cannot fathom how people do that, but each to their own, I guess. So for me, I'm spending less than 1 week of the average grocery spend for 2 weeks. So this is all the stuff I've got from the supermarket. Let's go. And I'm just going to unpack it as I'm actually doing it. So first off is I got 3 of these toilet papers. This is the normal toilet paper I get. And that was on sale because the packaging had broken. So let's see. 3 of those, $5.49 each. Here's the last one. And I don't really care about the packaging of my toilet paper, so they've, taped it up. It's fine, they just can't sell it. So that's normally about $6.50. And I'm actually going to get into the habit, like the Frugal Queen in France does, of writing down the price that I've paid for things on the actual thing. I'm not going to do it with cheese because this cheese will be gone really soon, but stuff that's going to go into my cupboards, I'm definitely going to do. So let's have a look. For this particular cheese, volumetric cheese, that's $21.58 for each block, so $10.79 each. I might just write it on there for fun. $10.79 for a kg of cheese. That's pretty cheap in New Zealand. It's definitely been a whole heap more. Now these were on sale, and I don't normally buy things like marinades, but I am really trying to get into the habit of buying sale goods, and these were 99 cents each, so let's call it $1, and they don't expire till June next year. And I thought that's nice, making a shish kebab. And I think something like that normally would be around, at least $4. So I bought 6 of them for no other reason other than I just thought 6 is a good number. I have been trying to based on a recommendation from Farmer's Wife Homestead. So Stacey is a bit of a budgeting guru herself and really awesome in the kitchen. And she recommends buying in 3s. So you kind of have 1 for now, 1 for the pantry, and 1 for proper stocks. So seeing as I was doing a 2-week shop, that's what I was doing. I was thinking 1 for this week, 1 for the pantry, and then 1 building up the stocks. So that's them done. And I did the same with the Weet-Bix. The Weet-Bix are not on sale. Last time they were on sale, I got 3 as well. So what do they call them? Pam's Wheat Biscuits. Pam's Wheat Biscuits, they were $5.39 each. So I'm going to write on there, $5.39. I love this idea, it will help me remember if I'm actually getting a bargain or not, if I know what I paid last time. So 3 of those $5.39, and that's one for this week, one for next week, and one for the store cupboard. Dog biscuits. Our dog would go through maybe one of these every 3 weeks. So this is 6 weeks worth. And again, I just thought, I didn't buy 3 because they're over $10 each, but I bought 2. So there's one for this fortnight's period and then another one for the store cupboard at least. And I'll tell you how much those were. Okay, dog food, oh no, that's not it. Dog dry kibble, $10.95 each. So while I'm there, because I was just crossing that one there off, I also bought the dog meat. So 2 of those. Again, one of those would last almost 2 weeks, I think. And for that dog food, that's $3.79, and that also wasn't on sale. Oops, I forgot already that I'm writing this on. What did I say that was? $10.95 for those. Cool. Table's getting going to be pretty full pretty quickly. I got some whole milk powder. This is really good for baking. This is all I would use in baking. No one really likes it if they have it on the cereal, but we also buy soy milk, and that's fine. So we use soy milk if we're going to have it on our breakfast or something like that, and milk powder for any baking, or if I was making cheese sauce, things like that. And that was $9.99. That's pretty standard. It's pretty much always, you know, basically $10 for the 1 kg of powdered milk. So what's next? I bought 3 of these, but half of one has been consumed on my way between the supermarket and home. So this is actually for the kids. They have a sports tournament in the weekend, and they really like to have bought snacks. So that's a compromise for us. I like to do homemade. They do enjoy a bit of bought treats every now and then. So I say when they're doing a sports tournament or something like that, then I will buy them their snacks. And the reason I like to make homemade is not always actually about money, because often it's not actually physically cheaper, but just, you know, you don't get all the packaging. That's just going straight to landfill, and that kind of sucks. But I'm not the food Gestapo, so if people in my family want to try different things, that's fine. And those there, they were $3.29 each. They were on sale. I won't write on those because they will be consumed this weekend. They won't be in the cupboard at all. We have more packaged snacks this week than normal because of the sports tournament. And this here, I would normally get salt from the bulk bin, or the bin-in. But I have noticed of late that there are a lot of small packages underneath their bins, so they're not actually necessarily stocking it up in bulk. So it's not necessarily saving any plastic, which is my main motivation for buying from the bin-in. And I don't know how much salt we go through a year, but I don't think it would be one of these whole packets. This is best before 2029, so I feel like we'll have enough salt for the foreseeable future. And that was $1.99 each. Salt is cheap, eh? Have any of you guys ever tried to make it? That was something we did during COVID. We used to live by the beach, and we went down with the kids and we got a bucket of salt, and then we dried off the water, you know, on the stove, got rid of the water, evaporated the water, and was left just with our sea salt, and then we used that. That was fun. Pretty time consuming and not particularly energy efficient, I don't think, but it was fun. Excuse me. And it's always good to know you've got the skills, that you know how to do something if you ever needed it. So this is New Zealand sea salt. There's a kg of it there. I've got 20 eggs. These were on sale. This was actually quite a good deal because often eggs in New Zealand are strangely expensive, but these were $3.99 each, so it's 40 cents an egg. And I got 2 of those, so I will write on that. It says that it expires on the 29th of November, but I take expiry dates, well, I guess it's best before date rather than expiry, but I take both expiry and best before dates with a grain of salt, so to speak, because I don't really believe them. I think food is fine. As long as it smells fine, I'm happy to eat it. So that's 20 eggs. I still have some in the cupboard, so I'm not going to run out of eggs anytime soon. Now I've got butter. Okay, if you're not from New Zealand, just take a moment to have a wee guess how much this is the cheapest butter that's available, product of New Zealand, so our local butter. What do you reckon we're paying for that? This probably came from cows that live down the road. $6.99 per 500 grams. So I don't know if that, I mean, I don't mind $6.99 in theory. I think, well, it does take quite a lot of work to get butter. But the thing that bothers me with New Zealand dairy is one, well, we have the effects of the pollution in our country, and export prices are better than internal prices. So if I went to London today, I reckon I'd buy cheaper New Zealand butter. If you're watching this and you live in the UK, next time you're at the supermarket, could you do me a favour and just have a look, find out how much the butter is there for 500 grams, and let me know in the comments below. If you write back and say it's like £20, then I'll instantly feel better about my $6.99. If you write back and say it's £8, I don't know, then I'm going to feel a bit bummed because I had to do a lot of work to get all the way to the UK. But for today, $7. We use one of these a week. What I've started doing is using oil in my baking because butter is just too expensive to put into the baking. I got some different cheeses. I got some feta cheese, that's 200 grams, and that was $5.39, and that was on sale. So I feel like if you're watching in the US, you might be finding these prices pretty horrendous, especially given that we're a dairying country in New Zealand, but there's no subsidies for the population here in New Zealand. I think there might be in other places. You know, New Zealand will export their best things and save the leftovers for the people here who live here, and they will export at their best price, and then whatever's left over, that's what we can buy. I also got 2 camemberts. I don't buy these every week, but they were a good price. Well, good price for us, $2.99 for each of those. You wouldn't find them really cheaper anywhere. Sometimes they have really very quite cheap camembert, but it's really it is past its best before date. And I find with this kind of cheese, it actually doesn't age well. Once it's past its best before date, it does go a bit rank, so I'm not massively into that. Now I got 2 lots of ham. The kids use this for making for pizza toppings, for toasted sandwiches, for their school lunch sandwiches, if we're making scrolls, that kind of thing. And to get the best deal, so this is $4.53, $4.56. I look here at the price per kg, $16.90, and then I go to all the hams that are on the shelf and see what they're selling per kg. And $16.90 is the best price, by about $4. So you can buy smaller packs, but it'll only be 100 grams and it might be $3.50. So I'm always looking at what the price per kg is for whatever I'm buying and working out what the best price is based on that. So that there really, I will put that into 2 different little bags, and that will be for 2 weeks. So this will be 2 weeks worth of ham, and then this is a spare one for the fridge or for the freezer. And so I get 1 or 2 of these. Okay, no, I actually got 2 of these. Hang on, where's the other one gone? Oh, there it is. So same thing with the salami. This is $24.90 per kg. $24.90 per kg. So I've gone through all the salamis, whether or not they're deli style like this, or whether or not they're a long salami that you have to cut yourself, or whether or not they're a different kind of packaged salami. And this is the best price per kg, $24.90. And this also will be used for sandwiches or pizzas or what have you, scrolls, muffins. But I will take this out of the pack and I will do it half and half. So this will be 2 weeks, and this is also for the freezer. Okay, into the meat. Now I think if you guys have watched before, you know that I don't eat meat. So this is meat for the family. We did buy a quarter of a beast towards the end of last year, but it's actually all gone. I feel like everyone's meat consumption in my house has increased quite a bit actually, and it's probably because we had the beast and there was a lot of meat in the freezer. We actually bought a whole new freezer, upright freezer, to store the meat, but it's all gone. So, well, not all gone, but the bulk of it has gone. So I'm starting to buy meat now to stock up for us. Now this here is, again, I've looked for what is the best bulk mince price. This is $16.99 per kg, and I will put that into separate bags, half each. So that'll be one meal, that'll be another meal. So I've got 2 of those. So that's 4 mince meals and 1 of sausages, and they're $8.99. What's that? $8.99 for 7 sausages. I'd love to know what you guys are paying yourselves. Try and make a bit more space there. Next I've got I've got 5 of these, but one of them is in the bottom of the bag somewhere. So little soothers. My daughter has got a terrible cough, and all my homemade remedies are not cutting the mustard. She's a very unhappy little camper, and she likes these. They're not very expensive. I went out this morning early to the supermarket that's closest to us to buy some of these, and they were double the price of what I've just paid at Pack and Save, which is a much cheaper supermarket. So I'm just going to put these aside, and I might start just buying a few extra each time I go to the supermarket so that we have stuff like this. I'm often quite concrete and think, nope, you know, it's just not necessary. It says medicated. It's not really medicated. It's got some eucalyptus oil and some ascorbic acid, some vitamin C. But she could eat an orange and that is the same kind of thing. But it makes her feel better, and that's what's important. So I've got 5 of those, and they were $1.69. So all up they came to $8.45, and they were on sale. So that was good. Oh my goodness, my next one I feel like was a real bargain. I don't know if they're always this price because I don't normally buy Pam's baked beans and spaghetti. I have a feeling that everyone's going to go, ugh, yuck, I don't want to eat that. But if you're hungry enough, you'll eat whatever. They're good. Sometimes it's just nice to be able to put some baked beans inside a toasted sandwich or whatever. These were 75 cents each. So that was 75, that was 75. So I got 9 baked beans at 75 cents each. Gosh, I have to go back, sorry, and just quickly write on these, 169. And these are 75. You can't go wrong with that, can you? Unless you don't like it, and then it's a real waste of money no matter what you paid, isn't it? But I'm actually sure they will eat it. And what did I get for the spaghetti? I got 6 spaghettis. So 9 baked beans, 6 spaghettis. Yeah, that's right. I got just one of these organic passatas. Anything tomato I always buy organic at the supermarket. Other than that, I'm buying my organic stuff at the fruit and veg shop and through our food co-op. I'm not normally, I'm not going to buy organic spaghetti. 2 reasons. One, no one likes it when I have bought it. And second reason, it's about 10 times as expensive. And I just don't think it's worth that. We don't eat baked beans or spaghetti every week. It's a kind of every now and then thing. So I think it's probably okay. So the passata was on sale and that's $3.49. I have bought a few of those over the last few weeks and that's cheaper than I can get them at my food co-op. So that makes sense to me. I won't do all those baked beans because they'll run out of space on the table. And then I've got organic chopped tomatoes. What did I pay for them? They were $1.95 each and I got 6. And why did I get 6? Again, I just thought it's a fortnightly shop. I'll get 3. We don't eat tons of chopped tomatoes in summertime because there are fresh tomatoes, but over winter we eat a lot of them. So it's good to be able to stock up, I think. So there were plenty of those. Next I've got some fruit. And I've got some coconut milk. There we go, so just some Pam's coconut cream. And I got 3 of those, again following Stacey's rule. And that's $1.39 I paid for each of those. Now Waddy's is the preferred brand in my house, but it's pretty expensive. I got Waddy's pears, just one of these. This is $1.89 and that was on sale, so that's a good price for Waddy's. And it's good because it's made in New Zealand. And 2 of these. And again, they were $1.89. So with the products I buy, I don't buy any. My personal preference is not to buy products from China, so I don't do that. So sometimes that means I have to buy a more expensive product, and that is often the case when it comes to tinned fruit. But so be it. So I've got 2 of those peaches. Some baking bits and bobs, chocolate buttons. These were on sale. They were $1. No, they weren't $1. They were $3.99, which is a sale price. And that's $3.99 for 400 grams. Again, this is normally a product I'd get at the bin, but I also see just slightly bigger bags than this sometimes, or these actual packets sitting underneath, you know, ready for restocking, and then I'm paying more money for it, plus it's still using the same plastic. So I'm not one of those people who tries to deny they have waste. I know everything we have, whether I buy it at the bin or not, comes with some waste. I'm just always trying to think, how can I minimize it? But if I can't minimize it, then I don't see the point in paying more money for it. If I can minimize it, I'm happy to pay a bit more. So that's those chocolate buttons. I bought 3 little jellies. These are really good prices. These are just $1.19. Oops, going a bit crazy there. Oh, I was going to do that twice. And $1.19. And that makes for quite a nice little pudding, or sometimes we mix it with fruit rather than buying those, you know, those fruit jelly things. I just make a fruit jelly thing myself, and the kids quite like it. Again, I don't even think they actually know that I'm buying these, so it's not something that gets used all the time, but I don't mind for $1 just to have a little dessert like this. There's no real waste involved in it on our end because we can just compost the packaging, and I like that. So it's jelly. In preparation for the sports tournament, there are no homemade muesli bars, which is what goes into school lunches, but homemade is out of bounds for this tournament, so the kids each have one of these for the weekend. Of course, they'll still be taking a sandwich or whatever. It won't be completely just all bought packaged food, but you know, certainly the bulk of it is. 2 custard powders. I'm sure there's a better way to buy these. I find these kind of expensive for what they are. They're $2.89 each. But again, good, quick, easy dessert. Nice, even coming up to Christmas, we might use one of these and make a trifle, you know, a jelly and one of these. Make a sponge cake. That's easy, it's nice, and we would already have the things that we need for it. I found my last little cough lozenge packet, so I'm going to write $1.69 on those. The thing I also like about these is they just have a plastic wrapper on the inside as well, so they're not plasticky. I've got some washing powder, and that's $8.99. $8.99 for 2 kgs. Now, I'm not quite sure why we're buying this one now. This is not the one we normally buy, but my husband did ask me to get it. Oh, suitable for septic tanks, not tested on animals, biodegradable, made in New Zealand. Okay, that's why we get it. Almost at the end now. Sports snacks, so again that's going for the kids this weekend. I won't write the price on them because they will not be around for very long. And then I've got Red Seal toothpaste, 2 of those, and they're $3.59 each. Definitely not the best price toothpaste available, but pretty good for me. So there you go, $3.99. Now obviously I still have fruit and veg to get, so this, you know, literally is what I got for $302. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, especially when I think, okay, these 2 lots of chocolates and this, so all up, you know, it's that probably 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, probably close to $20 is just food that I wouldn't normally buy. So you could swap that $20 and spend it on milk, for example, if you wanted fresh milk. You know, some pasta, some rice, something for your pantry, another lot of meat. That's, you know, that's just what we're using this week. And of course this isn't like a complete, all the meals aren't complete here. This is what we need because we already have some things in our cupboards. And if we didn't have those things, I might have had to buy rice, I might have had to buy pasta. But I do have those things. And then I've got this money here left over. So what am I going to do with it? With my $95, I will go and buy some soy milk. That's $3.50 each, and I'll buy 5 of those. So that'll be that money gone. And then that will leave me $75. What will I use my $75 for? That will be fresh fruit and vegetables at the organic shop for the next fortnight. So that will be my $400 gone. And that's how I'm going to feed my family of 4 for less than the average New Zealander or the average New Zealand family. So at the beginning I said the average New Zealand family, according to Google, this is spends $427 per week. I'm going to spend $400, like an even $400 for our fortnight, and that's definitely going to have plenty of things in the cupboard just to stock up so that we don't have to buy them probably between now and Christmas, which would be great. How does that compare to your shop? Do you do something similar? Kind of buying the sales and trying to put stuff away so that you always have good stores? Or do you kind of have to go week to week because it's getting too hard to be able to put the extras away? I'd love to hear from you. Please drop me a comment below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.